Are you ready to solve your biggest problem in IELTS reading? For many students, true, false and not given questions are the biggest problem. Are true, false and not given questions a problem for you too? I'll tell you what the real problem is. It's not true or false. It's actually not given. In today's video, we will teach you exactly when to mark a question not given. To become a true, false, not given expert, you need to understand two things: answer order and paraphrasing and synonyms. Answer order is always followed in true, false, not given questions. And IELTS uses extensive paraphrasing in these questions. So let's understand these two things first. First, let's understand something called answer order. Answer order is always followed in this question. This means you will get the answer of the first such question first, then the answer of the second, and then the answer of the third, and so on. Look at the graphic to understand this. Imagine that this is part of an IELTS passage which contains the answer of true, false, not given questions. As you can see, the answers arrive in sequence in the text. This is a very powerful tool while solving true, false, not given questions. The second thing that you must understand about true, false, not given questions is that this question makes extensive use of paraphrasing and synonyms. Synonyms are words that mean the same thing. Paraphrasing is when you say the same thing but in different words. See an example of paraphrasing as it is used in IELTS reading. Question number 1 of the true, false, not given question says that extinct giant kangaroos were much taller than today's kangaroos. Now, let's read the passage to understand whether it agrees with this statement or not. Extinct giant kangaroos, known scientifically as Prosoptodon, were awe-inspiring creatures that roamed ancient Australia during the Pleistocene epoch. Towering over their modern counterparts, these colossal marsupials were true giants of the prehistoric landscape, with some species reaching heights of up to 10 feet. The passage says, extinct giant kangaroos towered over their modern counterparts or modern kangaroos. The passage says the same thing as question 1, which says that extinct giant kangaroos were taller than today's kangaroos. This is an example of paraphrasing. Question number 2 says that hopping was not important for giant kangaroos. The passage, however, describes hopping as an essential skill for survival. Here, the word important in the question and the word essential in the passage are synonyms. Because question number 2 contradicts the passage, this must be marked as false. This is an example of the use of synonyms. So, answer order and being able to recognize the use of paraphrasing and synonyms are two most important skills when you're about to solve true, false, not given questions. Both skills are an integral part of your strategy to solve this question. Now let's see how we can use order and our understanding of paraphrasing and synonyms to solve a set of sample true, false, not given questions. Now, let's read the heading and subheading of this passage together. Embracing darkness. Light pollution is one of the most ignored and underestimated environmental problems in the modern world. After reading the heading and subheading, we can understand that this passage will be about light pollution and the problems that it creates for the environment. Now, let's go straight to the questions and identify the key to each question. Question 1. The glow in the sky created by light pollution can prevent people from clearly observing stars and other heavenly objects? The key to this question is the phrase prevent people from clearly observing the stars. To answer this question, we need to know whether light pollution can indeed prevent people from looking at stars. Question 2. The health problems caused by light pollution are considerably less serious than other terminal health disorders. The key to this question is the phrase considered less serious. To answer this question, we need to know what is considered more serious: health problems caused by light pollution or other terminal health disorders. Question 3. Light pollution has a negligible impact on education and scientific research. The key to this question is the phrase negligible impact. To answer this question, we need to know what kind of impact light pollution has on education and research. Question 4. Motion sensors are not considered feasible in reducing the impact of light pollution. The key to this question is the phrase not considered feasible. To answer this question, we need to know whether motion sensors are feasible or not in reducing the impact of light pollution. Now that we have identified our keys, it's time to start reading and solving. Before we start reading, remember, the answers will be in order. So the initial keys are the ones that you will have to keep in mind while you are reading the passage. However, it will be a mistake to work with only one key. For example, the key of question number 1. This is because if the answer of question number 1 is not given, then you will continue reading but still not find the information you need to answer question number 1. And by that time, you will have passed the text that points to the answers of the rest of the questions, and you will have to reread. So, keep at least 2 keys in mind as you're reading. So let's look at the keys of question number 1 and 2 again. To answer question number 1, we need to know whether light pollution can prevent people from observing stars. To answer question number 2, we need to know whether health problems caused by light pollutions are more serious than health problems of a terminal nature. With these keys in mind, now we will start reading. Let's read the passage from the beginning and keep the first 2 keys in mind as we do so. Light pollution is a phenomenon in which excessive artificial light interferes with the natural darkness of the night sky. This type of pollution can take many forms, including street lights, buildings, billboards, and other sources of light that create a glow in the sky that obscures stars and other celestial objects. At this point, we have to stop and mark the answer of question 1 as true. This is because we just read that light pollution creates a glow in the sky that obscures stars and other celestial objects. This is a paraphrase of what question 1 says, because question 1 says that light pollution can prevent people from clearly observing stars. So, the answer of question number 1 is true. Now, before we continue reading, let's have a look at the keys of question 2 and question 3 again. To solve question 2, we need to know whether health problems caused by light pollution are less serious or more serious than problems associated with other terminal health conditions. To solve question number 3, we need to know what kind of impact light pollution has on education and scientific research. Keeping these in mind, let us continue reading the passage from where we left off. One of the most significant effects of light pollution is the impact it has on human health. Exposure to artificial light at night can disrupt the circadian rhythm and the body's natural sleep-wake cycle, leading to sleep disorders, fatigue, and other health problems. Light pollution can also cause glare, which can be a hazard for drivers and pedestrians, and it can interfere with the behavior of nocturnal animals. Light pollution also has a profound impact on astronomy, making it difficult to observe stars, galaxies, and other celestial objects. In urban areas, the night sky may be completely obscured by light pollution, making it impossible to see anything beyond the brightest stars. This can severely limit scientific research and education. At this point, we should go to question number 3 and mark it false. This is because we just read that light pollution can severely limit scientific research and education. The question, on the other hand, says that light pollution has a negligible impact on education and scientific research. This is contrary to what we just read in the passage, and so question 3 must be marked false. More importantly, at this point, we must mark question 2 as not given. This is because answers are always in order in this type of question. We have obtained the answer of question number 3, but there is no information about question number 2 yet. So, question number 2 must be marked as not given. This is the most important part of this video. The answers are always in order in true, false, and not given questions. If you get the answer to a question, but there is no information about the question before it, then the preceding question must be marked not given. There is still question number 4. So let us look at the key for this question. To answer this question, we need to know whether motion sensors are considered feasible or not in reducing the impact of light pollution. So let's continue reading the passage from where we left off and wait for this key to occur. It can also deprive people of the wonder and inspiration that comes from observing the night sky. There are several steps that individuals and communities can take to reduce light pollution. Viable steps include using motion sensors and timers to control indoor lighting. At this point, we must stop reading and go to question number 4 and mark it false. This is because the passage mentioned that motion sensors are a viable option in reducing the impact of light pollution. However, the question says that motion sensors are not considered feasible in reducing the impact of light pollution. This clearly contradicts what the passage says, and so the answer of question number 4 is false. So this is how you can use answer order to solve questions that have not given as the answer. You would probably agree that it is not true or false that is the problem in this kind of question, but actually the not given answer. Remember, using order to identify not giving answers correctly is the best thing you can do to boost your score in this particular question type. Let's recap what happened with this passage. First, we got the answer of question number 1. Then, we got the answer of question number 3. By the time we got to the answer of question number 3, there was no information about question number 2. So, we marked question number 2 as not given. I hope this helps with the problems that you may be having with this particular kind of question. Thanks for watching this video. For more insightful videos like this, like, share and subscribe. To get your IELTS preparation on track, register at www.studyunifees.io.